All right, finally getting back at it. And as you know, I'm a car guy, and I get distracted by car guy stuff. So a few days ago, one of my brothers alerted me to some storage auctions that were going off. And one of my favorite cars of all time is like a 69 Charger, so 68 to 70 Dodge Charger. In one of the storage units was a nice 68 Charger, short money. Another storage unit, 68 Roadrunner GTX. Another storage unit, early 70s, probably late 70s, Dodge Ram Charger, lifted, wicked nice, and a handful of other cars, old F-150 and another old Dodge pickup, and then something on, what was it, probably like a 70, 71 Challenger, somewhere around there. So I got super distracted by that. There was some vagueness in the listing, so I went down a rabbit hole and trying to find out if the cars did go with them, didn't go with them, like what it is. Like a lot of places they don't sell them with them. My brother's down in South Carolina. Some of those places do let the cars go with the units. So trying to dig through all that and got super sidetracked on all that stuff. And in the meantime, I was looking at another car local that I did go by. I haven't disclosed that yet. So the storage auction had me all cranked up, and I was trying to figure that out. And the auction was going to end at noontime a couple days ago. And at about 10:30, I think it was, the person that was back due on all the storage units came in. It was like an hour and a half before the auction was going to end, and he paid up all his debt, so they canceled the auctions. So it was a huge distraction for nothing. I knew that was a good possibility it was going to happen. So whatever. But it was exciting nonetheless, and I learned a lot about researching into those storage auctions and stuff like that. So none of it's total wasted time. It was just wasted time from the house. Then I ended up getting another car that I was chasing at the same time locally, and that one I was supposed to pick it up one day at noontime, and then he messaged me, told me it was sold, said his father sold it, and so I kind of forgot about that. And then later that night, said the guy that was supposed to buy it turned out to be a no-show. So then he wanted me to meet up with him again. So I went and saw that. I got a trailer. First trailer I got had a wicked bad tire on it. It was bouncing the whole truck and trailer around wicked bad. So that was probably about an hour between leaving, getting up the street, divided highway, get up far enough, back around, get it dropped off, get them to switch me to another trailer and hit the road again. But got that, and then my buddy Chris, the Super Trooper, he was going up the dragway to race his car. So that was Friday night. So Friday night, I beelined up there, probably like a 3-hour ride. Just before I got there, he got there, and they turned him away at the gate. 20 minutes before he got there, they decided to shut the track down because the track was still too wet from the morning rain they had. So it was a wasted trip for him. My other buddy Chris, non-Facebooker, he was meeting us up there, so we just ended up going out to dinner. That was awesome. And then Saturday, my buddy Chris, Super Trooper, with his Grand National, he actually slept in his truck at the dragway. Serious man. So I ended up coming home because I got Riley with me. I didn't have food with me and stuff like that. So food for Riley. So I ended up coming all the way home, all the way back out again in the morning. Got there just before he made his first run. First run, he blew the tires off. He hasn't ran it since last year. Turns out the tires dried up, and like, you know, race tires, they can do that. So he blew the tires off, didn't get a good run, and then the blow-off valve stuck open, and we ended up pulling it all apart, and we had a drill and a grinder, and we ended up polishing the shaft down and got it all back together. And he got out there for another run, heated the tires some more on the burnout, and in the burnout, like, they really weren't smoking, so like that's a sign the tires are just too hard. So then he took off, blew the tires off again, and then I thought he blew the tires off when it went in second gear because the RPMs came up and his momentum slowed down. Turns out he blew second gear out of the car. And just like the night before, Chris, non-Facebooker, was coming up to meet us, and he ended up literally parking next to us as Chris, the other Chris, was coming back with the Grand National with the blown tranny, and pulls in. He's like, "Yep, we're done." So Chris made a wasted trip just to go up there. So we ended up all going to get lunch, and yeah, that day, Chris with the Grand National, his brother Sean, one of my buddies, came up also, and whatnot. So Sean ended up going home, but the rest of us went out and got dinner and got lunch. So that was kind of another wasted day off the house. And then I kind of spent the rest of the day. I had to go to my storage unit, get a couple of things for the new car that I bought that I don't need, but I'm excited about, and whatnot. So then today I spent a bunch of time with Riley, and now I think my ex is taking Riley back either tomorrow or the next day, so either Monday or Tuesday. So I'm going to try and get a little bit done today and see if I can at least get this center wall, like the floor joist, jacked to where I need them and shimmed up. That's at least something, because I haven't done anything on the house in 3 or 4 days, so I feel terrible. So I'm going to stop messing around with that. Sorry about the long-winded beginning, but a lot of chaos has happened, and that's why there hasn't been progress. I still got a top on the wall and still don't have any of the extra flooring down, but we're getting back to it now. I'll try not to get too distracted with the new car, and I'm not sure how I want to disclose that one just yet. Not sure what the plan is, so I've taken a couple of videos of getting it off the trailer and messing around with it a little bit. So I do have some stuff I'll put out once I decide when or how I'm going to do it. So anyway, let's see if I can get something done. I still got to spend a bunch of time with Riley, and it's late in the day. Took him for a walk and all that jazz already. So enough long-winded. Let's get some work done. All right, I didn't work on the house. I got sidetracked. I've been looking for a good set of weights, and one popped up. I'm in East Brookfield, in North Brookfield, for $10. I kid you not, $10. And a bunch of Olympic weights. There's all stacks back there, all stacks back here, and like those are all 10s back there, another row of 10s back there, see more back there, and then there's some other oddball, like smaller bar size ones. It's got the tree for it, it's got a regular flat bench that you can do inclined and declined on it, and then it's got a full bench with the headgear and the leg press ones, and Olympic dumbbells. No Olympic bar, but the Olympic style dumbbells, 2 curling bars, a regular bar, and then a bunch of these small dumbbell ones, and even some 20s and 30 regular weights and whatnot. Actually, yeah, there's an Olympic curling bar there also. Yeah. So all that's a massive amount of weights. $10. So, and I've been looking for a while, and people, these type of weights, especially the Olympic ones, pretty much all of them, people want $1 a pound. Hundreds of pounds there, and 2 full weight bench setups, and like a curling thing that goes across your chest, and like the straps for around your hand, for around your wrist and stuff, like a lot of stuff. $10. So I ended up, I ended up giving him 20 bucks. Should have given him more, but he only wanted 10. And I get there, and he said some guy messaged him and said, I'll take him for free. What's your address? And it's like, he just wanted $10 for him. But when I was down in the basement, he had a couple of these. And I don't know if you know these or not, but these are old school drying racks. So like this would sit on the wall, and this would flip up. I haven't seen how this one works yet, but these flip up, and then you span them out, and they'll hang out off the wall like so you can dry your clothes. And then when you're not drying it, you flip them back down off the wall. He gave me that one. He had a big cool one that he was keeping for himself, but I thought that was a cool, nifty little thing. So yeah, so anyway, didn't get back to work on the house. Did make some massive score on a weight set that I wanted, and it's more weights than I had hoped for, so it's awesome. So I can set up dumbbells and barbells and have everything set up, and I'll be switching weights back and forth for different exercises. So that's awesome. And then I just took some time and mowed the yard, and Riley hung out for about half of that, and now we're getting into the dock. So I'm gonna call it, and tomorrow will be housework, I promise.